Good morning and welcome to the Sunday service. This morning we're going to do the little bit meditation. After the meditation we have Dhamma talk and chanting. Right now Reverend Kshanti is going to lead the meditation.
Relax. Find a comfortable position and take a deep breath. Exhale. Take another breath. Exhale. Take another breath. Exhale. May I be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to me. May no difficulties come to me. May no problems come to me. May I always find fulfillment. May I also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May my parents, my teachers, my friends and relatives, may they be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they always find fulfillment. May they also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May those I encounter as I go about my day, may they be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they always find fulfillment. May they also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May those who wish me ill will and harm, may they be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they always find fulfillment. May they also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May all creatures arisen in these realms, either with form or without, with perception or without, with consciousness or without, may they be well and happy, peaceful and free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May no problems come to them. May they always find fulfillment. May they also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties, problems, and failures in life. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and the sick find health relief. And now continue your meditation until you hear the sound of the bell.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Kshanti, leading the meditation. Our speaker today, Reverend Kshanti, I think I should say something about him. Since 1995, I believe around that time, he started to come to our temple as like a student's late Venerable Dr. Karuna Dhamma. Since 95 to until right now, he's still coming to our temple. And he's showing every time when he ever come to temple, he go to the altar, Reverend Karuna's altar over there, and he respect not only he and Sada also same. They both are respect every Sunday. They are putting the one incense. So you're a very great friend to us, helping to the temple so many ways. I remember 95, 96, 97, around that time, your training period time, you come and do some work also backyard. I remember with me, sometime cleaning here, so many things doing. So how many years right now? More than
28.
28 years. And he's still coming and doing the service, showing the gratitude to his teacher. Of course, he learned with Venerable Dr. Karuna Dhamma and my teacher, Dr. Ratan Saro also.
And you.
Not really. So anyway, so again, welcome to the temple, and I wish all the best for you, good health for both, and I really appreciate about your help. So you can start your Dhamma talk.
Thank you. Actually, besides the work in the back, we were charged with polishing the brass. I don't think it's been done for a while, but we didn't look forward to it. All right. I want to say a few words about gratitude. Gratitude is katuna, which translates as to have a sense of what has been done. And it's an important part of the practice, but it doesn't get much currency. There's actually only one sutta about it, and it's a very short sutta, and it really focuses on the gratitude you owe your parents. And it's quite clear. I mean, you're a human because of your parents, and for that you must be eternally grateful, and there is no way to repay that debt incurred. Because, and this goes back to the Buddha's time and even up to today, they could have aborted you. And in his day, they could put you on a hillside to die. Instead, they chose to keep you around, and to feed you and to clothe you and to teach you enough to get through the world. And that is enough to incur the gratitude. And if they were terrible people, if they were just abysmal, you still owe that debt of gratitude. And you can begin paying it back by trying to teach them a better way of being. So that's the one sutta dedicated to gratitude. But there's also the gratitude that they mention is the gratitude you owe to the Triple Gem, to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And the only way you can repay that is with your practice, with what you do in the world. There's the example of the Buddha, Buddhist teachings, and your experience in the Sangha, with like-minded people who have a practice that's kind of in the same direction as you, that can aid you, that can support you, that can help you. But gratitude is really much more than just that list. Gratitude is like the groundskeeper of Buddhism. It's actually the back door. It helps so much of our practice. If you cultivate and practice gratitude, it makes dealing with the three poisons so much easier. You can't be angry and be grateful at the same time. You can't be greedy and grateful at the same time. You can be stupid and grateful, but that's maybe another topic. And I have today a cheat sheet because of Thursday. I didn't want to have a Biden moment. But I realized that was also a practice of gratitude. There was a man who has, for the past 3 years, done good things. And I have to practice compassion for that terrible 90 minutes that he had. My gratitude eased my compassion. And gratitude is one of the weird things because it's having a sense of what was done. It's the past that is informing the present. And it's not to be lost, because the two things the Buddha said about this, he said, there are two very rare people in this world. There's a person who is the first to do a kindness, and there is the person who is truly thankful and grateful for that kindness. It's very rare, because so often things happen for us, to us, and we think it's us. We think we did that. Like I had a career, as if that was my only thing, and I got the job because I went on, I guess it would be Indeed now, and nobody had anything to do with it. But I think back, and there were people all along that route that helped me. And I hoped I showed gratitude for that help, but I should have. Because that's, we don't get through this alone. And there are two kinds of gratitude. There's the gratitude for something that makes your life easier, but you don't have a source of it. And there's something in your life that helps you, and someone did that. And you should have gratitude toward that person. When I turn the water on in the morning, I'm grateful to have water. And I'll tell the story about Shraddha. Shraddha went to an artist colony in New Mexico, the high desert, Taos. And he arrived, and they give you a cabin, and he, in the morning, was taking his shower, and suddenly the water stopped. And he put on his clothes and wiped off the suds, went up to the main house, knocked on the door opened, and the head of the foundation was there. And Victor said, "I have no water." And the man said, "What makes you think you have a right to water?" Boom. Yeah, okay. It's just not a given, you know. If Mulholland hadn't run those aqueducts and made that system, we wouldn't have that water. So yeah, You have to remember why things were done and that somebody was behind it, and be grateful to that. No matter how far back it goes, which is this, to have a sense of what was done. So there are elements, I'll go to my cheat sheet, that in our practice, we need to see how gratitude flows into that. Someone did something. That's the interconnectedness. We're all interconnected. These things don't happen on their own as much as we would like it to seem. And we have to be grateful for those interactions. And gratitude takes a positive slant on things, and even in the worst occasion, be grateful that you survived it. Be grateful for what you might have learned from it. And because of that, because of taking the moment to see the good in it, carry that further. Cultivate a sense of the wonderfulness of all this. I may later in this talk read a poem by Mary Oliver called Gratitude. But when I was doing the research for the talk, she kept coming up because she has a non-judgmental, appreciative approach to the world. She's grateful for the flowers that bloom. She's grateful for her dog, who she loved looking at. He loved her, she loved him. If we can take that gratitude and put it out into the world and be grateful, take the moment to be grateful for what is in front of you. That because everything is impermanent, everything's going to change. In the 5 remembrances, you have to remember that everything you love, you will lose. And it's hard, but it makes you be more grateful for what is there now, because it won't always be there. And if any of you have had animals, pets, you've learned that lesson. Gratitude kind of comes up in the Sigalovada, the Discipline for the Householder Sutra, where the Buddha is very clear going through your day-to-day life, how to approach it, basically with gratitude, although I don't think the word is used. You're grateful to your parents, you're grateful to your teachers. I'm eternally grateful for Reverend Karuna, because her teaching was more than just sitting down and explaining things. Her teaching was her example. I had many years of just watching her be a human being and how she dealt with problems, situations, people. And she was never less than totally honest and totally herself and totally in the moment. And that's what I took away from her teaching, that's the way you should try to approach your life. And then she named me Kshanti, which was patience. And I said, why that? You'll grow into it. So it's a constant reminder. Okay, you got to be patient. I'm not there yet. Okay. But also in the Discipline for the Householder Sutra, he goes through your relationships with other people and how to maintain that. how to respect them, honor them, support, celebrate them. He lays out what you should do with your money. Part of it's save it, part of it's reinvest, part of it's living, and part of that living is to do celebrations and invite your neighbors. Make that a celebration of your life, and you share it with other people. Gratitude makes the Brahma Viharas easier in a way. Loving kindness. If you're grateful for whatever, you can express loving kindness. If you're grateful, you can feel compassion when you see the pain of someone else. If you're grateful and see someone celebrating your part of their life, you can be grateful for that. And lastly, equanimity. That's almost the essence of grateful. You just accept the life that is. Accept it without judging it. You know, I am where I am for many reasons, some good, some bad, but this is where I am, and it's perfectly fine. And yes, if something else had happened, I might be someplace else, but I'm grateful that I found myself at 928 South New Hampshire on a Sunday. It also helps with the Eightfold Path, at least 3 of them, well, maybe 4. Anyway, right intention. If you've developed gratitude, that will guide your decision to do something. Because you've peeled away the unskillfulness, the greed of things, the anger of things. You've tried to become more aware of what is happening, what you must do, so you've kind of dealt with ignorance. Okay, I came back to the third one. And the intention guides your speech and your action. And it all stems from being grateful. Yeah, for being grateful. So it also helps with suffering. Suffering is the attachment to something else. It's like, I didn't get what I wanted, so I'm suffering. But if you can accept what you have, then you're not going to feel pain or suffering for not having this other thing. So it's a thing which is not spoken of, maybe should be more often, that if you cultivate your gratitude, you'll have an easier way in your practice. And there, as I said, there are 2 ways of looking at gratitude. One is grateful for the person who did this thing. It's a transactional thing. Like in generosity. Generosity has a number of factors. One, the person gave you something you needed. What you received, you can accept it with trust that there wasn't an ulterior motive, there wasn't a string attached to it. And the third thing is that you recognize that that person had to give up something. And that's an act of generosity. It's an act, it's one of the first paramita, but it requires the recipient to be a part of that act, and with those conditions, that you gave it without expecting a return, at the person who got it could trust that that was the case. So, and now I think I'll read just a few lines by Mary Oliver. If I can find them in the cheat sheet. There we are. And guess what? It's a poem entitled Gratitude. And she wasn't a Buddhist, but a lot of Buddhist teachers found her, and for good reason, because she's a really good person. What did you notice? The dew snail, the low-flying sparrow, the bat on the wind in the dark, big-chested geese in the V of sleetest performance, the soft toad patient in the hot sand, the sweet, hungry ants, the uproar of mice in the empty house, the tin music of the cricket's body, the blouse on the goldenrod. What did you hear? The thrush greeting the morning, the little bluebirds in their hot box, the salty talk of the wren, then the deep cup of the hour of silence. What astonished you? The swallows making their dip and turn over the water. What would you like to see again? My dog. Her energy and exuberance, her willingness, her language beyond all nimbleness of tongue, her recklessness, her loyalty, her sweetness, her strong legs, her curled black lip, her snap. What was most wonderful? The sea in its wide shoulders, the sea in its triangles, the sea lying back on its long athlete's spine. What did you think was happening? The green beast of the hummingbird, the eye of the pond, the wet face of the lily, the bright puckered knee of the broken oak, the red tulip of the fox's mouth, the upswing, the downpour, the frayed sleeve of the first snow. So the gods shake us from our sleep. Thank you. Any questions? Okay. All right.
I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for remaining to be a great you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Gratitude.
Gratitude. Yes, Shraddha.
The story is absolutely accurate that he told, but he didn't complete it. After he said it gave you the right to water, he slammed the door in my face. And I walked back to the cabin as a city boy. I was a young New Yorker. And I then had to go into town. There's no phones around. I was in a cabin, you know, and there were bears that would walk by down the road. And I walked down and called Kshanti and said, I'm coming home. This is too wild for me. And he said, oh, give it a week. And I said, oh, it's just horrible. So sometimes it was a very important moment in my life, because I realized sometimes a teacher had to be severe. And he ended up being a great teacher to me, introducing me to Native American culture, introducing me to the natural physical world that I had taken so for granted. So I remember, that was many years ago, I remember that day vividly. I remember the shock that someone dared to slam a door in my face like I was the biggest idiot known to man. And he was right. He was right. So,
Okay.
anyway. miles in a lot of the desert. So there's a thing called ditch cleaning day, where everyone has to participate or you get fined. No matter who you are, you have to go and help clean the ditches. And I knew nothing about all this. I knew the subways. I knew that I could go to the store and get, something. And suddenly, I felt like an idiot for a long time there. But
I had a similar experience years at LA Fitness where they literally turned it off, and I was like so dumb.
Yes.
And I walked up to the desk and they would refuse to turn it back on. So I put my clothes on, I drove home and got in the shower here and cleaned myself off. But I was not glad. I didn't have much gratitude that day.
But I didn't have that day. I didn't have that day. I don't know. But he became a great teacher to me. Slowly, we became really good friends. But
Sometimes painful pass out
Yeah.
good rewards.
you never know. It's the other thing. You never know who your teacher is going to be.
Yep.
All right, thank you, Sada. I just want to say a few things once we have a little time regarding the gratitude. I think you might know this story about Lord Buddha. He became enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. Before he go to teach any teaching, what he did, he respect to the Bodhi tree. He showed the gratitude, his gratitude. Looking the Bodhi tree and thinking, so, this tree helped me for myself to sit there, give the shadow, everything. And I want to respect the Bodhi tree. And he was looking the Bodhi tree. So his first teaching is showing gratitude to all around the world, Even, we don't think like that much, when we sitting under the tree, for the summertime, very hot, hot under any trees, we just, nothing, we are not thinking that much. He was thinking and he was respecting and he was showing his gratitude. That's a great thing to me. So anyways, great talk. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And I will show you my gratitude to you. We will chant page 4 and page 10.
Would someone want, because I have to do the Mokujo, well, someone else to chant?
Yes. So we're going to chant the page 4 and page 10. After that, we're going to chant maybe 2-3 minutes Pali chanting, special blessing for everybody. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them all. Deluding passions are inexhaustible. I vow to end them all.
Dharma gates are limitless. I vow to study them all. Buddha's way is supreme. I vow to attain it. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and the sick find health relief. We do Gunga do Ukfoka Unyate Enyaitam Du Chunga Sangye Aitam Tan Tan When we do Gunga do Ukfoka Unyate Enyaitam Du Chunga Aitam Tan Tan When ye do Gunga do Ukfoka Unyate Enyaitam Du Chunga Sangye Aitam
Now we're going to chanting for everybody to blessing, special blessing. By the power of the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, you will be well and happy. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Bhavatu sabba mangalan rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalan rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Bhavatu sabba mangalan rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sotti bhavantu te. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you again for everybody. We have a tea and cookies and few announcements. Next Sunday, I believe July 7th, Reverend Kusal is going to give a Dhamma talk. And the 13th of the July, which is Saturday, we do have the Lotus Festival coming. It is in the Eco Park. Starting, I believe, around 11 o'clock, Saturday 13th. So we're going to the blessing ceremony there. So if you have time, please come and join with us. Lot of things you can practice. Lot of I don't know what can you practice there. You can practice everything. So hot, so warm, little bit, lot of people, lot of food. Lot of boat race, so many things there. Music, dance, and you can practice a lot of things there. you have a lot of experience, I mean, in practicing, a lot of experience. Please join with us. We're going to do the blessing ceremony around 11 o'clock. I think Mr. Nam used to go every time there, every year, and Subodha also, I think, few times went. Some of our other friends also going there sometime.
Which country is host?
I have no idea, but I know the Channel 5 is coming this time. Channel 5 is the one of the sponsors television group. So I'm not sure. I believe some countries, Asian countries, mostly the Thailand, Philippines, Chinese, Indian, those countries, cultural program mostly, you can see the all kind of dance, all kind of food, everything. So come and join and enjoy the whole day. Lot of sun in that day, I believe. Alright, thank you again. We have tea and cookies ready.
Oh, Bante,
Oh, yes.
permission.
I forget. The first Sunday, which is the 7th of the first Sunday next month, morning we have a mini meditation retreat between 9:30 and 10:30. So if you come little 1 hour earlier, you can join that program also. Subodha is going to lead to that meditation program. Please come and join that one also. Thank you, Subodha, reminding me again. Because I was a little bit busy these days, I cannot remember anything. My mind is very something these days. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let's see which country is hosting the Lotus Festival this year. Because last year, wasn't it Cambodia?
I think that's